Hello and welcome to this short exercise session from Sight Support West of England. My name's Ketyn and I'm an Extend exercise instructor. In this short session I just wanted to suggest some ways in which you could bring some exercises and some stretching and mobility into your day-to-day life. So maybe when you're cleaning your teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil, there's things you could do just whilst you're waiting or whilst you're doing that activity. So I'm just going to show you a few short exercises, but before we do that I just need to make sure that you feel well before you undertake any exercises. Obviously if you feel dizzy or uncomfortable or in pain, don't do it. But you're going to need a chair, so you need to have something to hold on to for support, because we're going to do a little bit of balance work. So I've got my chair here, and I should just move this away slightly. So the chair here is acting as a support. As I said, you could use this, you could be stood at your worktop waiting for the kettle to boil. But as long as you've got something there for support just in case, you can adapt it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to suggest you do is coming up and down onto your tiptoes. It's really important to keep your ankle strength as strong as possible. Obviously, every day walking about. Now you can either hold on to the chair or the worktop with both hands, or you can just hold on with one. Have your feet hip width apart, shoulders back, tummies in, and head up and level. And then when you're ready, just come up onto your tiptoes and back down. Now if you don't need to hold on, then don't, because it's really good practice. If you don't need to hold on, don't. So it's up to you. So up and down on your tiptoes, hold for a few seconds at the top, and then come back down again and repeat. So you could do 4 or 5, you could do 10 of these if you wanted to. So that's the first one, and then you can reverse the move. You're going to pull your toes up off the floor so that your weight then goes onto your heels. Now this is a bit more challenging, and if you didn't need to hold on with your toes when you went onto your toes, you probably will with this one. So again, have something there, hold on to the work surface or your chair, lift your toes up off the floor. Don't bend forwards as you do this, don't tilt forwards or hinge at the waist, keep your body upright, just lift the toes up and down, and again up and down. And you just do as many as you like. Like I say, it could be 4, it could be 10. Just give your legs a little shake out. So that's something that can easily be incorporated into your making a cup of tea routine. Okay, now the next one is some leg exercises. So again, holding on if you need to, transfer the weight onto one leg, and with the other leg, you're just going to slide the foot along the floor, forwards in front of you, and then lift it off the floor and back. So you're sort of swinging the foot forwards, up, lift the leg and back. Repeat that again 4 times on one side, swap over, and then you could do 4 times on the other. So just slide the foot along the floor, up and down, and up and down, and one more time, up and down. Now a similar move to that is taking the leg out to the side. Really good for your hips and your bottom muscles. So you might want to turn to the side, or again just hold on with one hand or both. Slide the foot out to the side, lift the foot off the floor if you can, and bring it back. So slide it out, lift off the floor and back. Now very important when you do this, don't lean your body over, keep everything upright, really strong and straight through the waist and the core. You're just lifting the foot off the floor to use the hip and the glute muscles, okay? So again, both sides, always do the same on both sides if you can, okay? You could do a little balance if you felt safe to do so. So again, just holding on to the side if you need to. Just take one foot off the floor in front of yourself. Let go of whatever you might be holding on to, even if it's just for a second or two. You can just do a very short balance and then pop the feet back flat on the floor. Repeat on the other side. Bring the foot up in front, hold it there just for a few seconds and then pop the foot back down. You don't need to have your foot very high up off the floor. It doesn't have to be up, your knee doesn't have to be up level with your hip or anything like that. As soon as you take one foot off the floor, you are balancing with the other side. Now, a slight variation on that is to take the leg behind yourself. So again, your foot doesn't have to be far off the floor, but make sure that you feel nice and secure before you do so. Start off by holding onto the chair or the work surface, and then let go if you can, just for a few seconds. It's great stuff. Another thing you could do whilst waiting for the kettle to boil is a calf stretch. So have your feet hip width apart, both feet, toes facing forward, then lunge forward with one of your feet, one of your legs. So it doesn't matter which side. And as you do so, transfer the weight over that front leg so your knees are in line with your toes. Tummy's pulled in, shoulders back. Keep the rear leg straight and your heels on the floor, and you should feel a lovely stretch all down your leg. Hold on if you need to, and then come back up. Repeat on the opposite side. So stride forward with your other leg, both toes facing forward. Transfer the weight to the front leg, knees over the toes, rear leg is straight, heel on the floor, stretching that calf muscle, and back up. Give your legs a quick shake out. As I said to you before, these are just suggestions. A couple more I've got for you. Some squats. Squats and sit to stand exercises are probably one of the most important things I would recommend everyone to do as often as possible, because you're keeping all your leg muscles very strong, and this is so important to maintain your independence. Okay, so we are going to start off with the hardest version, and that is squatting. So you're holding on to the chair or the work surface and pop your toes out to 10 to 2. There's various ways you can do it, but this one is like a plie squat. So as you bend your knees, your knees go over the toes and out. You don't have to go far, just little knee bends, so down and up. So you could do 4 in this position if you like, bend down and up, and you can go at your own speed of course. Then put your toes facing forwards, and again your knees go over the toes, so your knees always go in the same direction as your toes. And if you don't need to hold on, then so be it, but bending down and up. Another way to imagine this is that you are going to sit down on a chair. There's an imaginary chair behind you. You're going to sit down on the chair, or you're nearly going to sit down, so you're as if you're sitting down, but then you stand back up again. Okay, so again, 4 of these, 5, 10, 20, who knows? Just do what feels right for you. And the final exercise is using the chair. So if you want to put the chair against a wall or somewhere that you know it's nice and secure, sit on the chair. And this is a variation on what we've just done with the squats, but actually using a real chair. So shuffle forwards onto the front of the chair, have your feet hip width apart, and we're going to do sit to stand here. You can do as many as you like. I'm going to do 5, okay? So feet hip width apart, knees, hips and toes all in alignment, tummy in and shoulders back. And when you're ready, come up onto your feet. So you're going to push your weight forward, stand up all the way to the top. When you get to the top, squeeze everything you can, your tummy, your bottom, not your face or your shoulders though, the lower body, and then sit back down again. Okay, so come up again, up you come, up and down. And you can work up, and you might be able to get really fast at doing these as long as your technique's okay, or you might just like to do 3 slow ones. But this is a great exercise to do, as I say, if you're waiting for a cup of tea to cool, or if you've just cooked a meal and it's a bit hot, you could do some sit to stand movements. I think I've done more than 5 now, but just do as many as you can, standing up and down. Okay, now just circle the ankles round, lifting the foot off the floor and circle. So that was just a really short suggestion, a few suggestions there for you to try at home whilst you're going about your day-to-day activities. Why not do some exercises at the same time? Hope that's given you something to think about. Take care everyone, and don't forget, if you need any help or support, to contact the team at Sight Support West of England. Take care.